Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Esoteric Atlanta. Of course, my name is Bryce. Now, here's the thing, you guys. We're going to be doing the February and you, the look at the forecasts from tomorrow about what's coming up in the month of February. And then after that, we're going to get into the juicy and salacious conversation about all these confirmation hearings. So we're going to keep the horoscope, whatever you want to call it, the forecast of February on YouTube, but then after that, the full conversation will be over on the other platforms. So the short form is going to be on YouTube, but then the long form with everything will be on the other platform. I am aware that they are pulling back with the censorship, but we just want to be an extra careful still, especially since things are really spicy right now, which we're going to talk about. So if you just want the horoscope, just want the forecast, then you can stay here on the YouTube. But if you want the whole thing, I would go ahead and follow the link down below in show notes to get to the backup platform. Again, if you one of our lovely French patriots, I love our French people, Teymara, because they always
bonjour, bonjour. Comment ça va?
Yes. If you're one of our beautiful French people, please, you guys are so kind. Every time they email me for the full episode, they always thank me for doing that. And we absolutely understand, you guys. It's for you French people, it's not your fault. We understand that your government has done this to you. And so we will do what we can to get you the information. So just send me an email at esotericatlanta@gmail.com with your country in the subject line, and I will send you the full episode, the full with everything that's on the backup platform, not just what's on YouTube. So anyway, with that being said, how are you doing this morning, Teymara? Before we even get, I know we've been chit-chatting, but
Look what I found.
Yep.
Right? A V for vendetta. So I'm following Melania Trump. So all of you women, right? If you follow Melania Trump and you think that she is just unbelievable, go find yourself a necklace with a V.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it's going, I'm for Melania Trump. I'm traveling with Melania Trump. And the thing is, it's like I always say to women, there are certain women that have done the journey and their soul is of a certain level where they work in with other women. They support other women. There are other women that have got younger soul vibration and they don't.
Yeah.
It's like the knives in the back, trying to create all sorts of problems for these other women. Yeah. So those that are behind Melania Trump, sending her energy, because that woman is going to require a lot of energy being sent her way. And it's not just Donald Trump that requires that energy support vibration. She requires it as well. And then somebody said to me, well, what about Barron? I went, no, Barron doesn't need it. Barron's fine, right? That kid, I tell you, but I want to have a look at his chart. But one thing that I found was really, really interesting, I actually looked at the chart of Kai.
Oh my God. That's so wild, Teymara. I literally have been watching her YouTube channel. I was going to tell you about it. I love Kai. Her YouTube, it's so wholesome.
Well, are you ready for this? All right. So in numerology and the way that I do numerology, there is an energy vibration above the line of the name, the full name, right, that you're given, right? There's an energy vibration above that means a certain thing. There's an energy vibration below, and then you add the both of those together. Okay. Kai and myself, we've got exactly the same combination.
Oh, wow.
I know. We've got 11 above the nut lane. We've got 11 below, and it comes to a 22. Now, the thing that's really, really interesting, my birth date also comes to a 22. So it means that basically I've got no way out of not doing work on the planet. Yeah. Have a guess what her full birth date number is.
22.
No.
What?
17.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow.
And isn't that her age now? Isn't she 17 like this?
I think she may be. I
For
think
those who
she
don't
made
know who we're talking about Don Jr.'s daughter, so Trump's granddaughter, oldest granddaughter. She's a golf prodigy herself.
yeah,
And she spoke at the RNC. And so I now subscribe to her YouTube channel. And I will tell you, so I'm going to tell you a very sweet story. Hopefully, this antidote will help people feel. She has this other girl who's always in her videos. Her name, I think, is Emma. It's her best friend. This girl,
yeah,
the girl went to the inauguration with her, and they're just silly teenage girls. You know, you can tell they're really close. And a lot of people have been like, who's this girl that's always in her videos? And one channel did a background on their friendship. So get this. So I want to shout out to Emma as well, her best friend. So when they moved from New York to Florida, from what the story is, when they enrolled Kai into school because of what was going on in the world with her grandfather, they gave Kai her mother's maiden name, even though legally her last name is Trump. The school knew who she was just so she didn't have to deal with anything. And so when she
yeah,
first started going to school, obviously she was by herself. She didn't have any friends. And this girl, Emma, went and sat down with her and just started talking to her and just became her friend. And for a very long time, as their friendship was building, this little girl had no idea that this was the granddaughter of Donald Trump. And from
yeah.
what this person said, now I don't know if this is true or not, Emma did not know that Kai was a Trump until Kai spoke at the RNC, and then Kai had to tell her who she really was. But
I love it.
and now this Emma girl, she goes with Kai everywhere to Washington, D.C. You see her in the video.
I've seen,
She calls President Trump grandpa too. Like when they're talking about TikTok in one video, she goes, thanks, grandpa, for bringing it back. So this girl has become an intricate part of this family, and they can trust her because she didn't even know at first.
yep,
And this is a very small private school. So obviously this girl obviously also comes from a very affluent family. So there's none of that, but the fact
yeah,
that she's in the White House with her and rides around with her in her Secret Service. And when I heard that story, it just made me so emotional because that innocence, that pure innocence of, speaking of women supporting women, of friendship,
right.
and the
That's it.
fact that this girl, Emma,
Yeah,
is not intimidated by the fact that her best friend's family is who they
yeah,
are.
yeah,
She just love. And that one video, Kai was like, just drive. She like calls Emma. She's like, hey, can I come over? And she's like, yeah. She just walks into Emma's house and goes to her, and her mom's there. And it just did my heart really, really good,
yeah.
especially to see
I
that
love
these
But
women.
her mother is also like the most gorgeous woman.
Mhm.
What a gorgeous looking woman, her mum. So, people, January, power, 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 power. Yeah. And it's so funny because when I first went to America and I'd say to people, these women, I'd say, you just got to get into your power. And they went, got to get what? Into what? I said, your power, your power. They're going, power? And I go, yeah, power. Oh, you mean power?
Ella.
And I go, yes, power. So they all nickname me Power
Ella.
whenever I go. So January, just power, new beginnings, leadership, like unbelievable energy. Okay. So we now are on the last day of the January energy vibration. And what we've had is that power energy has actually been really, really strong for the last week of
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, and it shows with all of the astrological stuff, there it is. So now we are now moving into the February. And the February is really very, very interesting because what I got through was it's the month of everything hidden all coming to the surface. Okay. Now this is like this is like it's an interesting one because you've got like a double energy vibration that is actually taking place. So you've got it's two things like against each other, or it's working in harmony. So it depends on the individual and where the individual is at as to how they're going to be working with that energy. Okay. And it was interesting because I've watched, of course, Robert Kennedy going through everything, Robert Kennedy Jr., sorry, going through everything with the Senate committee, you know, and it's like, and I have to be very, very careful because I get so angry that I just want to throw a shoe at the computer screen. Yeah.
Oh,
So I thought, and it's like, no, Teymara, you know, Teymara, you just got to be really, really calm, you know, so just stop watching this and just, you know, so I've got bits and pieces together to do with that. Now, another thing to do with this month, because we know that we're in a year's vibration of God's ending. This is God's ending year. So with that vibration in the month of February, we're also looking at the number 11. And the number 11 are the two towers. So I went, oh my God, as I'm working with this. Now, I want to talk about Trump because what came up was Trump will be laying a lot of new foundations, getting ready for March. So they kept on saying March is going to be important. So he's laying new foundations in February to get everything in order for something huge to actually occur in the month of March. Now, we've got good versus evil, the 1st to the 17th. And this is ego versus working together.
Yeah.
You're going to see that playing out from the 1st to the 17th in everything. We've got it happening in America, but it's going to be happening everywhere, and it will be happening with you yourselves because this applies to the energy of the months for the whole of the world. Power to the people energy will be behind everything. Now, lies versus the truth, the 1st to the 14th. Interesting. And the 15th to the 28th, watershed to do with all communication.
Interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Like, and they just, it's so funny. Like they hit me with like somebody had thrown a bucket of water on me. You know, I just got hit with like this water and it's like, oh, and they're going watershed. And I went, oh, okay, watershed. Okay, watershed to do with all communication from the 15th through until the 28th. Now, the 1st and the 3rd, which we're stepping into that tomorrow, you need to keep an eye on your emotions regarding all relationships and everything that you connect to out there to do with other people. Things becoming fired up. Now get ready for this. The 4th through until the 28th. And this is to do with all relationships. So things are going to be firing up over there big time as Trump is laying all of the new foundations in order to take the next step, and that will be what happens in March.
Dismantling everything.
Right? Keeping cool in regard to taking your life in a new direction. Emotions need to be kept out of the decisions. So just keeping cool in regard to anybody taking their life in a new direction and making sure that you keep your emotions out of it. So it has to be gut feeling decisions that you actually make. It's a month when anything can happen and things breaking down in order to rebuild is going to take place because we've got a lot going on with Jupiter. And I also see a lot of unexpected energy breaking things down. Okay.
Good. We need that. We need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Now we need to, it's also indicating that we'll be bringing in new ways of thinking.
Good.
And and people will be working on getting rid of burdens. It's like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want that. I don't want that. So freeing yourself from burdens. And I think, you know, as I say to people in regard to what's going on, a lot of them are starting to realize that this is a movie. This is something that has to play out. So therefore, they're not getting burdened with it the way that they did. Yeah, in regard to everything that was taking place. There will be a lot of heartache that's going to be coming up this month. So just be prepared for what's going to be what is going to actually surface. A lot of people will be going into, like, I want to hibernate mode. All right. So if you feel that, and if that's the way that this is affecting you, do it. Just do it. A lot of movement. Now, there's going to be a lot of movement taking place in the first 8 days. Right? Things are moving, and they're moving at a really, really fast rate. And it's like, oh my God, this is going on. Now this is going on. Now this is going on. Now this is going on. Yeah. So Spirit said, we can't mess about anymore. And we're looking at the money. So there's still something that's going on, but that will be going on under the surface. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this has also got something to do with the new foundations that are being laid. Because what we have to realize, everyone, is that what is happening in America is also happening in all of the world. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
Right? It's like we're not being left behind. It's like we are a part of this. But it's just that we don't know about it as yet. So we're just having to hang in limbo a bit and just trust the process. Okay? Okay, stop living in the past. The past is gone. Right? It's absolutely gone. And stop getting into fear in regard to anything around, like, taxes, in regard to what you owe, what you don't owe, any of that. Just stall on it. Stall on it for as long as you can. And if they're coming after you for money, just do like an agreement with them, and just paying like installments. Yeah. Because it's like, we know that it's not going to be around.
Yeah. He's made that clear. He's made that very clear. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be gone over there, but I'm talking also about other countries. Yeah. So it's talking here about inspiration. So this month, it's like, really focus on being inspired about things, you know, and we've got a lot to do with women coming to the fore. Okay. But we've still got the Luciferian energy that's hanging around. But however, you don't focus on that. Just remember my cancel. So whenever you think something negative, you must go, thanks for sharing, cancel, replace it with a positive, because the negative is what they're still trying to spin and to get people caught into that. Well, there's going to be, as if he hasn't already, there's going to be big offers that are going to be coming out, and it's from Trump, and again, it's got to do with the world. So again, whatever he's doing for America, he's doing for the world. I'm also seeing a lot of people moving away from the career that they've been involved in and moving into a new career this month. Yeah.
Good.
And there will be like a lot of victory around that. And a lot of people are going to be invited. Like, there's going to be people are going to be forthcoming and offering, like, would you like to be a part of this? Would you like to be a part of that? Yeah.
Oh, good.
But I always find that by doing the mantra, stuff just comes
Yeah.
You know, stuff just comes. People just walk in. People just manifest. Money just comes. You know,
Yeah, it's
so
not
you
forced.
just have to. Yep, you just have to trust in God and tie up your donkey. Okay. So, do you have any questions for February?
That
Right.
actually makes a lot of sense.